Hi everybody, David here with Cartoon Fortress. So happy to have you here on the channel with me as always. We are in that magical time of year, November, and of course that is the Criterion Barnes & Noble 50% off sale. Now as far as my activity during the sale, I made one trip in store and picked up several titles that I'm very excited about. Outside of that one visit, I've actually withheld purchasing any titles. I've really tried to hold back this year. I did pick up several titles from the Criterion flash sale that they held last month for the standard 24-hour period. If you'd like, I'll go ahead and link to a video in the description that I did with Tony from Toy Collector, recently renamed as Basement Blues. We did a video showing our the items that we picked up from that sale. So if you'd like to go watch that, I will link to that video. As far as this video, I'm going to go ahead and focus on the titles that I just picked up in store, and I'll go ahead and jump into that right now, starting with a couple of new releases from Criterion. Really excited about these. First up, this is a film from 2019 starring Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci, directed by the great Martin Scorsese. This is The Irishman. Now, this title seems to be pretty divisive. People really seem to fall on one side of the fence or the other as far as if they like the film or not. I, for one, really enjoyed this film, but I do enjoy Scorsese's work in general, so that's not really a big surprise to me that I enjoyed what he produced here. But I know one thing that seems to be joked about regularly on social media is the runtime. So this comes in at 209 minutes, which, yeah, it's not a short runtime, but it's not out of reach. If you're like me and you watch a lot of films, it's just par for the course, really. Is some films you have to put more time into. That's just naturally going to happen. But I really enjoyed the film. I will say that at times it does come off a little bit as, maybe a greatest hits album from Scorsese, where he hits some of the typical beats that he hits in his films, and dialogue and character interplay and things like that. I mean, it's definitely a Scorsese film, but that's not a bad thing. So that's where my opinion is with this film. I really enjoyed it, and I love the beautiful presentation we get here with this digipack. The cover art is outstanding. We get this painted style, and I'm all about it. I love the presentation here. So The Irishman from 2019, fantastic film, great product here from Criterion, and that does feature, in fact, let me bring this back up here for a second. This does feature a new 4K digital master approved by Scorsese. So I'm really excited to see how this looks on disc. I think it's going to look great, and it's great to see Criterion continue this relationship with Netflix. I'm excited to see what comes next as a result of that partnership. All right, and sorry, I don't know if I said the spine number on this one. This is spine number 1058. And next up we have spine number 1057, and this is a film by Jim Jarmusch, and my experience with his films is very limited. I have Stranger Than Paradise, sorry, the name of the film was leaving me there. Stranger Than Paradise, which I absolutely loved, and so I wanted to take a chance on this one, and I'd like to explore more of his work, but I saw this in store and I'm excited to see it. I actually really like Forrest Whitaker as an actor. I think he does great work, and this is from 1999, and this is Ghost Dog. The Criterion community in general seemed to be pretty excited about this one being announced, and again, this is a blind buy for me, but with how much I liked Stranger Than Paradise, I felt like it was a safe bet for me to pick this up. And we get a great package here, lots of extra features. We also get a new 4K digital restoration on this one, supervised by Jarmusch. And from the weight of it, it seems like we get a pretty hefty stapled booklet included in this one as well. So I'm always about the booklets when they're done properly. I'm not a big fan of the leaflet style, but it seems like we get something pretty substantial here. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm excited to continue exploring the work of Jim Jarmusch. And that does it for the new releases. Next up, we have, well, in fact, two of these last three titles are ones that I see on the shelf every sale and I pass them by, not because I haven't wanted to bring them into the collection, but because every copy that I've come across in store has just been beat to crap. So I saw these available, perfect condition, no visible issues from what I can see, so I picked both of them up. And first up, we have spine number 799. This is from the absolutely outstanding Charlie Chaplin, and this is The Kid. Now, as far as my Charlie Chaplin collection, this leaves just Limelight that I have not picked up. So I need to secure that title here at some point, and that will complete the films, at least that Criterion have released on the Blu-ray format. So I'm excited to pick that up and complete my collection. As of right now, though, I'm really excited to have The Kid in my collection, and I'm excited to see what this has to offer in terms of supplements. This does feature a new 4K digital restoration of Charlie Chaplin's 1972 re-release version of the film, featuring original score by Chaplin with uncompressed monorail, I never know how to say that word, soundtrack, and just a ton of extra features on this one. So really excited to have this in the collection. And we do get a little leaflet included in here with essays, kind of the standard inclusion on these sets. But and this is from 1921. I'm just really excited to have this finally in my collection. It seems, again, like one that's just evaded me for long enough, and I'm very happy to have this now. All right, now next up is a double feature. I'm a big fan of film noir, and I'm always looking to add film noir titles to my collection. And again, this is just like The Kid. This is one that I see every sale and have just never seen a good copy. So really happy to have this. And this is from Don Siegel, a really wonderful director. And this is spine number 176. So this is definitely an earlier spine number. And this is Ernest Hemingway's The Killers. Now, of course, there's two versions of this film, and both of them are included here. First, we have the version from 1946 that comes in at 102 minutes, and that is in black and white. And then we get The Killers from 1964. That comes in at 94 minutes and was filmed in color. And a fair amount of extra features included here as well. And then we do get the booklet inside. So very excited to watch, obviously, both versions of the film. And I'm interested to see where I come out as far as if I feel like maybe one's a little bit more superior to the other. I've heard mixed thoughts on that, but I'm very excited to watch for myself and see kind of where I come out in that conversation. Okay, now the last one here, this is a film by Errol Morris. This is from 1988 and is spine number 753. Now, while this isn't one that I've eyed every single sale and just, you know, like the other two, don't end up picking up, it's been in my view a bit, and I haven't paid a whole ton of attention to it, but I've read up on it, and it has my attention. And this is from 1988. This is The Thin Blue Line. This comes in at a runtime of 102 minutes. And yeah, so this is now, to give a little bit of backstory on why I'm interested in this particular title, my wife and I are both big true crime fans. We're always watching crime documentaries and things of that nature, and this one really intrigues me. So very excited to dive into this. There's a few extra features on this one. There's a new high definition digital restoration supervised by Morris. And then there's a new interview with Morris, new interview with Joshua Oppenheimer, director of The Act of Killing, NBC report from 1989 covering Randall Dale Adams' release from prison. And then there's an essay from scholar Charles Musser. Now, Dale Adams, basically what this comes down to is there's and I believe he's a homeless man, is charged with the murder, here we go, of a Dallas police officer, and was sent to death row despite evidence that he did not commit the crime. So that type of storyline always really intrigues me, and again, that's something that my wife and I kind of watch on a regular basis, so she'll be all in on watching this one with me as well. And Errol Morris actually is responsible for a new series on Hulu that we've actually just started watching, so his name was kind of right at the forefront of my thoughts as of late. And that's a series called, I want to say it's A Wilderness of Error. And that's on Hulu. So if you have access to Hulu, look it up. We've just watched the first episode, and it's really intriguing. And so I'm excited to add this to the collection and see what he has to say about this particular case. And it seems to be a documentary that's talked about enough that I knew that at some point that it was going to be one that I would want to add to the collection. But anyways, this is The Thin Blue Line from Errol Morris, and I don't know if I said the runtime on this one or not. So 1988 and a runtime of 102 minutes. Okay, so that does it. So 5 titles total that I picked up there, and just really excited to have those. Now, let me know in the comments if you have taken part in this Criterion sale. Let me know what titles you have picked up. Let me know if there's titles that you're excited to pick up maybe in the next sale, or some titles that have been announced for release in the coming months that you're really excited about. I know Criterion just really knocks these releases out of the park, and there are some titles I'm really excited about. The one that I can think of off the top of my head that I'm really excited about for January is Minding the Gap. If you haven't seen that documentary, that's another one that I believe is available on Hulu. Don't quote me on that. I know I watched it via streaming service when I saw it, but Minding the Gap is a very emotional documentary. It really cuts deep, and it's one of those that I was very excited to see that Criterion announced, and was excited that they saw that as a title worth adding to the collection, because I definitely share that opinion, and I'm interested to see how the community in general responds to that being released, how sales for that particular title do, because I'd like to see more titles like that enter the collection as well. I'm really into documentary filmmaking. It's always been something that I've been interested in, but it seems to have really increased over even the last couple of years. So whenever a new documentary is added to the collection, I'm excited about that. And of course, I just talked about The Thin Blue Line. So I'm really excited for Minding the Gap, and I'm excited to see what other documentaries get added to the collection in the coming year in 2021. Hopefully, Minding the Gap is not the only one. So we'll see. Anyways, yeah, let me know what titles you're excited about, what you've picked up. And if you are new to this channel, we talk film and film collecting here. That's really what I focus most of my attention on here. So if that's something that you're interested in, or if you found this video helpful or entertaining in any way, I invite you to hit the subscribe button. Tell all your friends about the channel that are also into movies, and also hit that like button and the bell icon. That will notify you when I upload new videos in the future. And until the next video, my name is David. I am your host here on Cartoon Fortress, and I hope you have a really great day.